Hello, Hawks, and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. My name is Kevin Castley, and in this video, I'm just going to be talking about what a goofy clown ball moment at the 4th Democratic debate from a little while back. Tulsi Gabbard got super nervous and went full robot mode. It kept on saying, regime change war, regime change war, regime change war, regime change war, over and over and over again. And it was so goofy. And it was so sad. And it was just a bundle of hot garbage and cringe and fringe. And she got desperate. And then she said, well, what about you, Elizabeth Warren? Would you condemn the endless wars or whatever? And Elizabeth Warren looked kind of taken aback. Nutso Liz, as I call her, right? Tulsi just kind of spooked Nutso Liz, and Nutso Liz is like, What you mean? Yeah, of course I condemn them too, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And Tulsi's like, yeah, well, you're neolib basically is kind of what she was trying to get at, I guess. Kind of saying how Nutso Liz isn't isolationist enough for her taste. And Warren looks surprised because it's like, yeah, you would expect Tulsi to reach over to Joe Biden or Amy Klobuchar and say, well, you guys are evil, no good USA imperialisms and hawks and neocons and whatever. And would you condemn? And, Joe Biden, Klobuchar might say yes. Joe Biden, I know he voted for the Iraq Liberation Campaign. He's just doing what he has to get the nomination so that he can try to make the party good again, right? But wow, no, she goes after Warren because she didn't prepare anything. Imagine that she spent like 2 months preparing for the debate, and all she could come up with was like regime change war, over and over. Oh, it was cringe. It was bunk and junk. It was a joke. It was clown world. And I'm just imagining her speaking into the mirror in the weeks before the debate as she practices and says, remember Tulsi. Remember to mention regime change war. Don't forget that one. Oh, how cringe. Oh, how fringe. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with all of this. She goes after Nutso Liz. Nutso Liz and her are basically identical in foreign policy. And it just demonstrates how she didn't have a clue. She was unprepared. She's like, I'm losing here. I'm nervous. I'm sweating. I don't really have much of a response prepared. I already remembered my regime change war line and said it 18 times. I know. I'll call out Elizabeth Warren, and that will bring up my polling numbers. And it's like, no, it's not. It's going to make you look like a clown ball. It's going to make it so that all that you have are the 0.8%, the fringies and cringies, the fringies of fringies in your party. Because, of course, a lot of Democrats support crazy Bernie and Nutso Liz. They're already fringe and cringe. But then she gets the 0.8% of the most radical, Nazbol, isolationist losers. The types of people who say, oh, Tulsi, as one of them told me once, Tulsi isn't anti-American, she's anti-Jew, that kind of stuff. And just, wow, because the thing is with all this, remember, my friends, Warren and her are basically identical. Except, like, Warren hasn't said all the bigoted things about homosexuals and stuff that Tulsi has. So they differ on social issues and stuff. Tulsi's obviously a lot more socially conservative. But the thing is, nominally, officially, Tulsi claims to be a progressive. But, I mean, it's obvious. Everybody can see it. That she's basically Tucker Carlson dressed as a Democrat. It's like, come on. I mean, this is a joke. This is a joke. Her campaign is a joke. And the whole time, Not So Liz is like, yeah, I condemn. I agree with you. It was the sort of stuff that, it was goofy. I was watching it and I was like, oh, this is funny as hell. This is funny. It's objectively funny because you'd expect her to go after Biden or Klobuchar or hell, even somebody like, somebody that's not quite in as isolationist, somebody like a Kamala Harris figure or even like a Cory Booker figure, one of those types of people where, they don't really have much of a stance on foreign policy. She could go after them and say, well, you don't agree with me or whatever, but she goes after and targets and attacks the other woman on the stage who agrees with her. Wow. Well, she's a goofball. She's a clownball. And we have to remember, of course, she's flailing. She's wailing. It's a joke. It's a joke. She's got no chance and she knows it, and she's desperate and she's triggered and she's outraged and yeah, she's triggered. She's triggered that people have heard her message and she's still the 1%. She's still the 1%. Her whole campaign, all the time for the last year, what have these people been telling me? They've been telling me, well, Kevin, wait until America hears her message and then you'll see her popularity skyrocket. Well, guess what? It's been 4 debates now. And sure, you could say, well, she didn't get invited to the 3rd debate. No, but she made a big stink out about it and got a bunch of attention for not going. And still, she's the 1%. She's fringe. She's objectively fringe. And she's by all measures cringe. And the thing is, it's just funny to watch, because we get to see the most pathetic Russian asset try to cause chaos and discord in the American social system and political system. And, yeah, she does her damage and everything, but at the end of the day, she's still going nowhere. And it's kind of glorious, Biden's still ahead. Even Not So Liz is doing way better than Tanky Tulsi. Way better than Tanky Tulsi. Now, I don't like Not So Liz, but I'll take her over Tanky Tulsi any day of the week, because she doesn't float around conspiracy theories about how it was actually the Israelis that did the chemical weapons so that they could get, white males to fight a war for them or whatever. I mean, it's Daily Stormer level propaganda. It's Russia Today level propaganda. It's Bashar the Butcher level propaganda that Tanky Tulsi over here parrots. And then, of course, Hillary Clinton, the queen of warmongers, recently came out and said how Tanky Tulsi is likely a Russian asset. Everything that Tanky Tulsi does would indicate that she is. Now, I don't think she is. I think she's a useful idiot. But you can't tell the difference. And wow, that was a funny moment at the 4th debate. And if she gets to come back to further debates, I expect there will be even funnier moments. And she will get even more desperate and even more triggered. And I've already seen her fans. They've gone from the positive sort of pro-marketing type sort of thing to just being outright in their anti-Semitism and, no holds barred, all standards that they've done away with. They are unraveling and they are triggered, and it is entertaining to watch. And I wish them the most pathetic defeat. So thank you for watching, YouTube.